Dylan, just the momentum you guys have now for that Western trip, what are some of the keys to just maintaining that?
Yeah, we played well on the road, and we got great goaltending. Alex played really well all 3 games and gave us a chance. And when things got tough, notably the first period of LA, second period San Jose, he made some big saves and allowed us to get moving. So, it's huge when you're getting saves and you feel confident in your whole game from the net out.
Do you enjoy the challenge of going up that the Oilers presented and McDavid and his ability to move?
Yeah, I do. It's always a fun game, and he's a special player, him and Draisaitl, so you have to watch out for them at all moments. They look to go, which we're going to really have to play with the puck and play smart with it and make sure that when there's no risk, and even in the offensive zone throwing pucks back, you got to make sure 100% it's going tape to tape, or else they're taking off 3-on-2, 2-on-1, and turn it into a track meet. That's the kind of game they want.
You guys reached the midseason point tomorrow. Do you like where you guys are sitting right now? Does it feel like you guys have some momentum and you can do something here in the second half of the season?
Yeah, I feel like we have momentum, and I think we would like to have a few more points. We feel we left some points out there, but you're going to look at a season, no matter who you are, where you are in the standings, you're going to feel like you left points out there. But I think when things got hard, we stuck with it. The group stuck together, and we've come out of that and really started to play some good hockey again. It's a big couple of weeks for playing some good opponents, so it's a great test for our team and great timing for us because of how we played out west.
Is it a good testament to the importance of winning games from the start as well? Because you've been able to sustain the momentum you lost in December and still be right there in the mix for a wild card spot, even though December was kind of tough because you had those points banked earlier.
Yeah, it does, and you look at a win is a win in this league, and we had a good start, good post Sweden, and we got hit with some adversity, and I think that's good for our team. And like I said earlier, we stuck together. We came out of it, and we need some luck for so that doesn't happen again, obviously. But when things get hard, we you get goaltending, you get good special teams like we did out west. It helps a lot, and I'm really excited for the next. With travel, everything, we got a couple days here, which is nice. Usually we find a way to play tonight, and we're still tired, but we get an extra day, and we have a busy week and a half coming up. So it's a big push to the All-Star break.
Seeing PK during this stretch, I think it's 9 or 10 straight games without a power play goal.
Yeah, I think we've gotten in a good rhythm of 2-3 units going over the boards, putting pressure on pucks, making it hard for other teams to enter the zone, and when they do, we've been good on faceoffs as well. So when we do, when they do get in the zone, we get the save. That's a huge. You need your best penalty killer to be your goalie.
Was it maintenance day for Wallman, or what's his
a little under the weather, so we'll came in today when we sent him straight home. So we'll get a better feel tomorrow on where he is and how he feels.
But you had mentioned last week, I think, that Vila might be back on the ice soon. Is that?
No, Vila's been skating. Not going down into a butterfly yet, just some basic footwork. So just a simple step. Still probably in that week-to-week range.
How about Costin? Is he still?
Costin's close. Obviously had a full practice today. I don't foresee us using him tomorrow. We'll see how he progresses. We're going to another full practice on Friday. Would like to get him in on the weekend. That big body, it's amazing when you don't have it. for a few weeks there. We missed a little bit, so we'd like to get him in on the weekend, but we'll see how he progresses the rest of this week.
How good of a challenge do the Oilers present for you guys?
Well, they really good challenge, and it's kind of good timing, and we're trying to improve in our process a little bit, not give up easy offense, defend a little bit better, and this is obviously a really good contest, and obviously they're playing at a extremely high level. It's 8 in a row, I believe, and that's it's very hard to do in this league. So, just credit to them. You knew the type of team and the talent. You just take a look at their lineup. You start looking at your opponent and processing and thinking it through a little bit, and you look at the depth and how they're built. It's a really good team, so it's be a really good challenge for us.
Those
Derek?
points you just mentioned, are those some of the big picture themes you want to harp on as the schedule progresses? Because January is a condensed.
That's been our theme for 2 months now. So I like the fact that we've had some practice time of late. We've taken advantage of it. I think it's helped our game a little bit. We'll have another opportunity tomorrow.
How do you kind of pick the starts that your teams have had in games recently?
I just think keeping an eye on our net, and I know that says it's a general vague statement, but our starts have not been awful with the underlying numbers. It's the fact the puck has gone in on the first shot. I'm not even going to bring it up tomorrow. I might bring it up in sarcasm to start our meeting, but literally the last 2 games, the first shot went in, and obviously not a recipe for success, not a trend we can continue to have.
The trend, obviously the penalty kills on a roll here, but just the fact that you're not taking a lot of penalties, how much does that help keeping the units fresh?
I think it's helped our 5-5 game, but yes, keeping the guys fresh. We had Kopp even out one of those games, and so just getting in games and being disciplined, taking 1, taking 2. We got obviously a lot of penalty trouble in the second period against Anaheim, but it just helps even this stretch of late, just looking back at the last 5-game segment, which were 100% of the penalty kill, it's only been 12 kills. So that's good. But this is an elite type power play tomorrow. Same thing. If we spend too much time in the box, it's going to be a long night for us.
Halfway point tomorrow, Derek, is the first game.
You're not going to get one in. I can absolutely feel
I'm being
it.
shut up for some reason.
I love it.
Do you like where you are at this point? Considering everything that's
Of
happened
course,
this first half
yeah.
of the season?
It's just, obviously, it's been a huge roller coaster. We had a couple winning streaks in there. I think we had 2 5-1 stretches. We're on a 4-1 stretch right now. And obviously, we had a really tough stretch there for many reasons. A lot of it is inflicted, but we knew that schedule was going to be tough through there. Kind of unfortunate timing. There were 2 top centers out, or 2 top goalies out. Just kind of all piled up at once, so we'd like to handle it a little bit better. But I think we're getting healthy now, and I like the way we're trending. But we have a bunch of playoff caliber top teams, and we're going to roll through 4 or 5 Stanley Cup contenders here in the next couple of weeks. So this will be a really nice challenge for us.
Derek? We're good, right? Yeah. I wanted to ask you a question. Last year when Billy was approaching, he played like 35 games most of the season, and will he handle the workload? Alex has played 15. He's at 12 right now. Depending, I guess, when Billy comes back and can play, he's going to hit that 15 mark sometime next week. Is it more of a physical issue or a mental issue when you look and see how he's going to handle this workload? Because he's obviously, I don't know. I think he's going to play at least probably 30 games this year.
Yeah, that's a good question. In that I think it's both physical and mental. I don't think we'll definitely get James in one of the games on the weekend. I don't think we want to keep putting it on Alex like this. We'd like to get him some rest and kind of manage that workload and efficiently. And last year, we kind of ran into it, and our other goalies at the time were going either through injury or they were battling their game a little bit. And there's no doubt we knew we probably overplayed Billy, but you're pushing. We were in a similar spot. We're battling for every point. We're in a similar spot now. So we'll try to manage that accordingly. And obviously we'll foresee James getting a game this weekend. And I think he'll perform well. Obviously we'd love to be able to use him when we can.
What have your impressions been of the comfort line as the three of them have had a little bit more kind of continuity?
Much better. And I think it starts with Alex and Patrick defending well. And again, they're not going to be heavy. You can see they're light at times. But they're just playing some disciplined hockey. And that's what we're asking all of our guys. But they're just coming back in the zone, stopping, taking up defensive space, not having a lot of turnovers. So I just think it helps their game, and I think that line as a group has played well. So, they're coming out of each game of late with a lot of chances for and very few against. And if that keeps trending well, it's a good sign for that line in our group.
Is there anything about Kane's game that you may have not expected? Obviously, he's got such a long history, so you know who he is when he came here and signed everything. Was there anything about him having now coached him that maybe you didn't expect, or is it kind of...
How probably the biggest surprise for me is how good he is physically right now. I have seen no signs of coming off a type of injury like that. And we put a ton of workload on him game-wise. Probably a little unfair with him. He shows up, and we were literally out 4 to 5 forwards for 2 to 3 weeks. We missed our number 1 and 2 center for an extended period of time, and we had a vision of just playing him, working him in. And all of a sudden, we were forced to play him probably 20 minutes a couple of nights, and then our workload of late has been probably practice-driven, and he's handled it extremely well. So probably the physical, but the other tools have been impressive to be around, and certainly a treat to coach.
I'm just kind of curious, and it's mainly top of mind because of what we all went through 2-3 years ago. Is it something now where when a guy comes in and he's a little bit sick, you're quicker to be, okay, we don't want that in the locker room, we don't want, is that something where it's obviously not just for his health, is it something where we think about
Yeah, I think that's probably more than you would have thought. Obviously went through the COVID era there, but I think it's pretty much protocol. A guy comes in sick, he's obviously contagious, possibly. I mean, they're professionals, they send him right home. No need to get the group sick, so maybe a little more conscious, but the professionals aren't. They obviously send him right home.
Hey, Derek, I don't know, I mean, obviously you're watching the whole ice, but when a guy like McDavid gets on the ice, you kind of cognizant a little bit, kind of like...
Matchup issue, and just, literally I was watching most of the Tampa game last night. Wanted to see Coop get 500. My wife still is scolding me. We have to start rooting against them. It's still hard for me. I still root for them, even though we're battling in the standings, but I literally just flipped over one, and he just took a simple 2-on-2, and he just turned the D wide, was all alone on the goalie. And it was the most harmless, and I think the D thought he had him gapped properly. So, of course, again, I think more of a theme of do you give up anybody you give up easy offense to, it's going to hurt you in this league. If you give it to him, you have zero chance.
How do you decide whether to go with like a kind of true matchup shutdown center against him versus a line where you think, look at these guys are going to have the puck a ton against him?
Great question, because I've been battling a little bit this year the way we're built, and I don't mind it. We've appreciated the extra offense, the extra goals, but we're rolling out some lines with a lot of skill, but with not a lot of guys that check or have a check-first mentality. So a player of that ilk is going to create some issues for us. So there's always that balance of if you have the puck, it's probably the best defense, but I'm still probably a little more old school where I would love to have a true checking line. It's been tough for us to find that this year with our group. And again, not a bad thing. It's just kind of where we're at. Thanks.